All right, welcome to the FeedBak podcast, everybody. My name is Back, and this is episode 247. Couple of announcements. Excuse me. Make sure you follow the FeedBak on social media, especially the Instagram. I don't do Facebook that much anymore. I don't think anybody does, unless your grandma's on it. So fuck it. I think everybody left at this point. Not on TikTok, just Instagram, YouTube. YouTube channel is up. All the episodes, the videos are up, so go back so we can put some faces to the voices you've heard on this podcast. Very funny people. This Sunday, don't forget Hip Hop Bingo is happening at Native Hostel. You go to hiphopbingo.live for tickets. It's going to sell out. It always sells out. So I know what it is about Austin, but people wait till last minute to buy shit because they're looking for options and stuff. It's annoying as hell. So plan ahead, get a babysitter, do what you got to do. It's a Sunday afternoon. Like, fuck Sunday fun day. You've done that. You know what it is. Do something different. Come check it out. I got Charles Adams Jr. will be doing the comedy showcase. Local, native comedian, very funny. So go to Hip Hop Bingo Live for tickets. That's it. And go back to the archive. I've talked to a lot of people. I've been lucky to have some really funny people on. Jordan McDonald's was just on. Jason Rouse, Jared Nathan, Max Isaacson. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, and leave a review and a comment. It actually helps out. I ain't making any money doing this. I'm doing this because I love it. I love talking to people. I'm fascinated by people. I think people always got a good story to tell. Some people better than others, but that's all right. So support, show some love. Leave a comment on iTunes, share with your friends, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let me introduce my guest for today, all the way from Los Angeles, California. We got Doc Farrow in my house.
Literally
in my house. How you doing, man?
Doing all right, man.
Good. Thank you for taking the time out of, I know you're busy, man. You drive a lot.
I drive a lot.
You drive a whole lot. Oh, by the way, if you don't know who he is, if you watch Young Sheldon, you've probably seen his face.
With a full beard and no tattoos.
Is it fake?
No. I grow it out for the show.
How long does it take to grow out?
About usually a week and a half.
Oh,
yeah.
That's fine.
And then they cover my tattoos. So.
With what? Black paint? How do you do that?
Makeup.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot there was such thing as makeup. Oh, man, you think I'm well versed in the Hollywood world? This is I tell you, I don't do any research. This is all out of my head, out of my ass. Sometimes I don't know. So
well, it's funny because they cover everything, because they cover up my tattoos and everything, and I grow my hair out. I don't think people are going to recognize me when I go out on stage. And last night at the show, as soon as I walked out on stage, someone said, "Coach Wilkins," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
That happens a lot?
No, it doesn't.
No? Not even walk around in Hollywood, Burbank, LA. I don't know what the names of it.
It happens to me when I go to the Midwest and when I'm in Florida, because the show is more, is more like family oriented Midwest. The demographic is more of like the Midwest, that area. So yeah, it happens when I'm out there, but not in California.
And you get autographs, you do selfies.
I'm not. I get selfies. Like when I do a show and somebody mentions that I'm on Young Sheldon, and I get selfies. But autographs, I don't think I'm at that level yet. I don't think I've reached that level of.
How many seasons of the show?
5.
Already?
Yep.
Is Young Sheldon still young?
Well, he's still younger. I mean,
I don't know. As you can tell, I do not watch the show.
Right. He started out at 8 and now he's 12. So.
Like officially or in the show?
In the show. Well, both. Yeah.
Oh, he's actually the real age. It's not like they hired some teenager to play 8-year-old.
No. That's him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He started out at 8. Now he's 12. His brother,
in the show or for real?
For real, yeah.
You got to tell me because I can't.
Right. His brother on the show, So his brother on the show started out at I think he was 14 on the show, and now he's turning 19 on the show and in real life. He just I think March was his birthday. Yeah, he turned 19.
How'd you land that gig in the first place?
I auditioned. It was
looking for a black. What was the archetype they were looking for?
Football coach.
Oh yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, that was it.
It was an interesting story because, you go into an audition and you see the sides and it's like, okay, there's 2 lines in it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the audition was 2 lines for the pilot. And I'm like, okay, it's 2 lines. Just, it's Texas, throw on a
Mm-hmm.
Southern accent and go do it. And I didn't think anything of it. And I went in, said my 2 lines, and it's like I'm breaking up these 2 kids that are fighting during practice.
Mm-hmm.
And the casting director, Valco and Miller, Peter Pappas was the casting assistant there, agent. And they brought me in from other shows before. And then I came in for that. I did it, and then I walked out because it's like just 2 lines.
What were the lines?
And
Stop it, you knuckleheads.
well, it's like, all right, Cooper, somebody else, you're up. And then I blow a whistle, and they hit each other, and I cheer them on. I mean, it's an improv, so I cheer them on, and then I say that's enough. Like, they start fighting, and they're doing hitting drills, 10-yard drills.
Okay.
And I break them up, and then that was it. So I didn't think anything more of it. And then 2 days later, I get the script, and they say, you booked it.
Uh-huh.
And I read the script, and even though in the pilot I only have 2 lines, like that's it,
Mm-hmm.
I started to think about it, and it's it's football in Texas in 1989. It started out in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, this actually has legs on it, and it's a recurring, and that's when I started, really seeing it as something. It was my first recurring, my only recurring in my career,
Mm-hmm.
and to be this early in my career to have a recurring and to have my first recurring have something that's been on for 5 years. That's just a blessed experience.
So did you join on the first season?
Yeah, I was in the very first episode.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, and then I've done 30 episodes since then.
Wow. But do you are you like the tiers of characters? I would assume in any show. I mean, you got the main character, the family,
Right.
and then there's like the neighbors.
Yeah.
And there's the people, and then there's the pharmacist. I don't know. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you know what
Right.
I mean?
So I would be. So you have like the 1 through 6 spot. That's for this show. The 1 spot. That's the show.
Right.
That's Sheldon. That's the one who has the show. And then everyone underneath that till like let's say 10 would be they might be series regulars, which was the 1 through 6 are the series regulars, and then you have the special guest stars, which are Ed Begley Jr. is on the show, and Wally on the show, and a few other people. I'm right behind that because I'm not well known enough to be a special guest star, but I'm a guest star on every show, and I'm recurring. So you have series regular; those are the ones that are in like either all of the episodes or 9 out of 10. Those are the series regulars, and then recurring is not set, but you come in for when they keep calling you back in for more. Your character may not have an arc, but you're there supporting the other characters for however long the show's going, and so that's recurring. And the next level is guest star, which is a role that pushes forward the story arc of that episode. And then you have a co-star, and that's the guy going, or the woman going, would you like sugar in your coffee? Yeah, those type of ones. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, there's a hierarchy of needs.
I'm sure. I mean, you got your own trailer?
I get my own room when I go on. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I get my own room, and if we're on location, I usually get half a trailer.
Half a trailer?
Yeah, which is about. I mean, you say half. I mean, so they have different trailers. You've got a 3.
You realize I never talked to like a TV star.
Oh yeah, no, this is stuff that I don't think about. So
I know, but
right.
it's like to me. Like people are used to just seeing the finished product, right? There's the show, blah, 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 but know their lines, but they don't know what it takes to actually put on a kind of show.
Oh,
I have a friend a friend Obi who works in visual effects.
Okay.
And like he's worked on Westworld and Fear the Walking Dead and all that stuff. And so when he tells me the kind of stuff he goes through, I'm like, holy shit, all that for this?
Yeah.
For 2 seconds?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem sometimes with humanity and life. Is that it's a lot of other stuff to get to a finished product.
A lot of grind just for half a second.
Yeah.
Footage.
That's what it is. Yeah.
But did you? By the way, this is not an interview. I don't interview.
Yeah.
Just shoot the shit. But I was going to ask you now. God damn it. So if you've been in 30 episodes, what are you doing the rest of the time?
Oh well, I work on the next thing. I'm a writer. I mean, I write more than anything else.
Uh-huh.
I box when I get a chance to. I haven't done a lot of that this year, just because I want to make sure that I'm prepared for the next thing. So boxing has become less of a priority, but I still get in there to work out when I can. Skydive.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, skydive. What else do I do? Watch Netflix.
When you told me, was it Friday? No, when did I see you?
Last we've seen each other every day since I've been here, almost.
Oh, it was so Friday. Yeah, so Friday when you were at the thing on Guadalupe, and you said you're going skydiving the next day.
Oh, that was either Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah.
Oh, Wednesday. It was
Yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah. And you said skydiving, and I was like, all right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And come last night, you're just wobbling around.
I did. I had a bad landing. Yeah.
Is that your first injury? So you can explain what happened, because I don't know the lingo. To me, you just pulled the parachute too late and landed on your.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Not as much as that, and I learned a lot just last night from a 12-year-old girl about skydiving.
Oh yeah, and she goes in the tunnel, which is something I can't do yet. I mean, well, I can, but what Madison does in the tunnel, like iFly, what they do, the acrobatics they do in there is just phenomenal. It's beautiful to watch. So I was jumping. What's today?
Sunday.
Today's Sunday. So Friday I was jumping. Or was it yesterday? Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
I'm tired, man. Like
I've been eating 40 hours. What do you think?
Yeah, the drive out here killed me. I mean, like I'm used to driving 20 hours at a time when I want to get somewhere, but it still like takes a little bit to adjust.
So you pulled your parachute too late.
Yeah, so I misjudged the wind as I was landing, so I landed way off my mark. But I was so focused on where I was going to land, I got distracted, and when I went to go flare, it was too late. So I banged it.
I mean, you're talking seconds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Seconds too late. Yeah. Maybe if I'd flared like half a second earlier, I'd have been fine.
Why is
now
that?
1 second?
Why okay, you're the first black skydiver I've ever met.
No, there's more.
I'm sure it exists. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure
we're not unicorns. We're more like
yeah. I mean, look,
we're like desert tortoise.
There's black hockey players. There's black rodeo clowns.
That's rodeo clowns. That's something I would I can't see me doing that. I was talking to Dean Stanfield.
Yeah, Dean. Yeah,
and he was a rodeo clown, and he was talking about other guys who died doing it, and so forth and so on. And I get like that's some warrior shit that I would never ever approach, because I just don't see, like, that's not something I could see myself doing.
I mean, it should be called just survive.
Survive the bull.
Yeah, survive the bull. That's all you're doing. This is not even a sport.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I got a friend who actually is the principal on Young Sheldon. His name's Rex Lynn, and he's from Amarillo.
Okay.
And I talk with him, and he's like, "You go skydiving?" Every time he asks me, he asks me the same question every time, and then it's like, I can't. It's just crazy. But then he'll talk about people that ride bulls, and I'm like, skydiving's crazy. Really?
Yeah.
And so from the outside looking in at riding bull, or bull riding, or whatever they call it, yeah, it looks crazy. But when I was listening to Dan Stanfield, or Dean, talk about his experience, I'm like, I can't knock the experience, because he feels strongly about that.
Right.
And that's his warriorhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's his. I respect that to no end. Like, to see that the type of excitement he gets around it, or the heartbreak he gets around it when somebody gets hurt or injured or something like that. Like, that's real, and that means a lot.
Well, but again, I'm talking out of my ass here. So I can see how to skydive, there's so many things you have to know.
Yeah.
The gear, how to strap yourself, how high you're gonna go. You got to do it maybe in the tunnel first. You got to learn when to pull, the lingo. Rodeo clown is run.
No, but
Don't get me wrong.
right.
I'm sure there's more to it.
Yeah.
I hope there's
Well,
more to
you
it.
know what? Get Dean on here.
He's been on the show. I've
Okay.
had Dean on, and when he comes back, I'm gonna have to ask him. We didn't get into the rodeo clown back then, but it's like you got clown face on and you're running,
Yeah.
and you jump in. Like you got to know. I'm sure you got to know. Okay, if the bull does this, that means that, and
Yeah.
if you like, if he's coming on your left, then you got to know to run to your right. I don't know something.
It's
Come on, there's got to be more.
I don't. It's definitely more because there are people that don't do it well, and there are people that do it well, and the people that do it well, they have
They're
to have
alive.
learned something. Well, they're alive. Yeah,
To
they
tell,
have
to
to
tell.
have figured something out. Like in everything you do, everything anybody ever does, there's a rookie stage and then there's a professional stage. So it wouldn't be a professional stage
Uh-huh.
unless you didn't know what they knew at the rookie stage. So there's got to be something to it.
I got it.
I'm not willing to get in there and learn.
I
I'm like, I'll watch the PowerPoint later. Shit.
I won't even try white belt. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm just gonna sit and watch.
Right?
I ain't gonna even like.
Just
sign
send
up
me
for
the YouTube
training.
instructionals.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
can learn from YouTube, just like
Right.
carpentry. It's easy, right? No, that's it gonna.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you do that?
That's-
I was watching YouTube and I was like,
watching
yeah, why
YouTube
not?
and said, I could do this.
Yes, just like comedy. Yeah, I could. I could go.
You don't get into heaven if you die that way.
Yeah, no, you don't. No, you don't. God shows up and goes, "The fuck were
Wait.
you thinking?
We don't cover this.
You're 250 pounds. What the fuck were you thinking?
Mm,
Are you out of your mind? There's a bull coming at you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But goddamn if I can't.
And red looks good on you. Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. People.
No, but it's interesting. So that little girl will talk. I don't know if she wants to be mentioned or not. It doesn't matter. She won't hear this. It was fascinating to hear a 12-year-old girl talk about skydiving.
Yeah.
It with such like passion.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I was telling y'all last night, like I'm fascinated by subcultures, like people who get into something and you wonder, okay, how do you, like you're born, you don't
Yeah.
know shit.
Yeah.
And one day you see something, you're like, oh, that's it. This is going to be my thing.
Right.
It's going to be my thing. Whether
Yeah.
it's comedy, it's paint, it's, BDSM, it's furries. I know why
Yeah.
I go to that.
I don't know why you. Into
I'm
but I
saying it, it's
respect
like, yeah, but this is me now. Like this is part of my identity.
You're learning people.
Yeah.
You learn that's the bottom. I don't know about other people, but I live with fear of people so much that you
With fear of people?
fear of people, and it's not necessarily fear of people. Let me figure out how to say.
Yeah, yeah, elaborate.
But like, let me put it in the framework of this culture is that we live where we watch something on TV, we decide we don't like somebody, and then we fuck everything about them.
Right.
But while we're experiencing people, while you're listening to people talk about skydiving,
Mm-hmm.
or me listening to Dan talk about bull riding,
Mm-hmm.
may not be something I ever do, but you're realizing the person that is involved with doing it.
Right.
And then it doesn't matter why. You just know that person gets joy from it.
Yeah, but I think
Or conversely,
Uh-huh.
if they're getting pain from it, then you're like, how can we help you from that?
Yeah, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah.
You got ran by a bull twice in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Why are you still doing this? But I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. No, man,
That's
you're
all that
hurt.
matters.
You're missing the leg. Not good. Not good, man. You want to have kids one day, right? This is not smart. This
Yeah.
is not smart.
If that's the priority. You should-
Okay, so what was it for you then?
Skydiving?
Yeah.
I woke up one morning and I had always wanted to do it. I always wanted to try it. So when I say that, I always wanted to try it. And when I was in the military, I was going for special forces, and all those guys are jump qualified, and that was a part of it.
Like you had to be like that was part of the.
All special forces.
Okay,
different
yeah,
jumps.
yeah. It makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
So
Special.
I missed my window. I mean, I tried for SEALs a couple times. I made it the second time, and then I was in a boxing tournament. And I tore my rotator cuff.
Mhm.
And it was a blessing because I would not have made it through,
Mhm.
knowing who I am now.
Right.
Now knowing who I was, I would not have been able to make it through it. I wasn't cut for that.
Mhm.
Those guys are know who they are, and they know that that's what they're supposed to be.
Mhm.
I wasn't in the right place for that.
You get distracted easy.
I get distracted because even while I was thinking about going to Buds, I was like, well, if I don't do that, then I'll go fly a helicopter or something like that.
Right.
Because the Army has a warrant officer program. So even that now looking back,
Mhm.
even the thinking that I'm already defeated myself because if I didn't have the singleness of purpose to go be special forces, then there like I as soon as something got too hard, I would just say, okay, I'm gonna go fly a helicopter.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna get on
Right.
stage and tell jokes.
So yeah, right, exactly.
Total opposite.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. This isn't working. Let's go be funny.
Yeah.
So every year I wake up and I go, what is something I'm going to do different this year? Something I haven't done before.
Mm-hmm.
It happened. The first time it happened was 2016. I was like, I want to go learn how to ice skate.
What the?
I don't know.
You had a dream or something?
No, I just woke up on New Year's Day and I was like,
Like every new year, you come
Yeah,
up with something that for that year you're gonna cross off whatever
gonna
bucket
cross
list
off.
you got going on.
yeah.
That
And I
was
don't
gonna
even
be
call them
long.
bucket lists. It's just shit I want to do. I already know that I can't do anything after I die. So why would I say before I die?
Okay, now if you wake up,
Shit I want to do before I die.
No,
Everything you do is
you
before
know
you
what?
die.
I just want to picture you on January 1st. YOLO. All right, what are we doing this year? What are we doing this
What are we
year?
doing? Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try knitting. Yeah, YOLO.
That might be it. Shit. I don't know. So in 2016, I remember this. I woke up and I was like, I want to learn how to ice skate. And I went to the store. I bought hockey skates, figure skates, and rollerblades.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent 3 months learning how to ice skate. I still can't ice skate. I mean, I can go backwards. I can't cross.
Wow, I hope.
I can't cross over backwards yet.
Let's cross over, like switch.
Crossover is like you're skating and then you cross the leg over and then.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So I still have to kind of waddle back. But I did. I just haven't done it a whole lot since then. But
But you can.
I can.
Like someone threw you on
I
on the
cannot
ice.
fall. Right.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like,
Right. That's all I really wanted.
I
That's all I really wanted was just to
I
not
just want to
fall.
survive in any kind of job or
Right.
any kind of situation. If we said, "Hey, Doc, we need you to climb this building without anything,"
Right.
yeah, put that on my list for next year.
Well, I know how to rappel down a building.
No, you know these dudes that climb buildings with just bare hands.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I know people that can.
Yeah, don't wake
not.
up with that dream though.
No, I can't. No. That's there's laws of physics that preclude me from being. Actually, that's true. Well, that's just people who do rock climbing.
Yeah,
Their frame is built a certain way. My frame is not in that, and it's
you're not Spider-Man.
No.
It won't work.
But what's also important is that, like, the people who want to do that, they like that's their goal, and most of the people who want to do that are built that way.
Yeah.
And they just able to do that because they're built that way.
So what have you done that's like skydiving, ice skating?
So this year,
What is it? What is the 2022 YOLO moment?
this year was for me to get my C license by the end of the year. So last year it was to learn how to skydive. Was one of them.
Okay.
And I said by the end of the year I'll learn how to skydive, and then by May I had my A license to skydive. And then I said, okay, well by the end of the year I'll get my B license, and I had that by August. So it's going to take me considerably longer to get my C because there's more things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a lot of jumps to do, a lot more jumps to do, and I don't have time.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So yeah, I don't have time.
Can't have like five of them at the same time.
Right. I could jump 20 times a month between. Well, I won't have time to jump really until June because my schedule's busy until June. Yeah. But from June to June to the 1st, I could jump 20 times a month and catch up and have my C license. So that's just an end of the year goal. I scuba dive and I got my certificate and I got certified in 2000 in the year 2000 in Okinawa, Japan. So at the beginning of the year, I was like, so last year I was like, I'm going to get my dive gear back and I'm going to go back scuba diving. And at the end of the year, while I was in Miami, I went scuba diving.
So 2022 is scuba diving.
No, I already did. I did that 2021.
Okay, so what is this year?
Right. So this year is to get my advanced open water in scuba diving, which that shouldn't take very long, but again, timing.
Wow, man, I'm impressed right now.
There's a couple of dive trips I want to make as far as scuba diving is concerned. Diving with manatee or manta ray, manatee, and a mantis, excuse me, giant mantis that looks really nice down in Mexico.
Your list should be called "Shit White People Do."
Uh,
You can just crush things. Hey,
it's,
by
hey,
all means, man. By all means, all power to you. That like I'm envious
yeah,
in a way because well, to have this the do you have vision board?
I don't. I don't.
Did you ever try it?
It exists, and it's not something that I've done. I should be. If there's
Well, you
a
don't
word
need
called
it because
should.
apparently it's working for you. If
Yeah.
you wake up on January 1st and you want to scuba dive and you make that happen,
Right.
it's your thing.
There's other things that in my life where it doesn't get that crystal clear. So that would be a time to put emphasis on it. But I believe in it. I know people. Danielle Pinnock, she played on the show, Young Sheldon, and she's not on the show anymore. But she like has accomplished some stuff that like look, it's like she's an amazing human being. Number one, she's a phenomenal actor. She's a Second City. She went to Second City in Chicago, and then when I met her, she was already like, I mean, she's just a phenomenal actress, and she's on the show Ghost now, a series regular. And she'll tell you, she'll post she'll tweet manifesting this, manifesting this, manifesting this, and some of it is like within months. Within months.
I'm gonna build an ant farm.
No, I'm talking about stuff that involves the universe shifting for you, that kind of stuff.
Like
I wanted to be on a series regular. I wanted to be on front of a magazine. I want to buy a house.
oh, this
That
is
type of
like
stuff.
high level. This is not. I'm gonna
This
take a
is
nap.
calling it forth. Yeah, like on the highest level.
Damn.
Jim Carrey would go up into the Hollywood Hills and look at what house he wanted, and he would drive up there on Mulholland Drive. He would drive up there and say, "That's where I'm going to live. That's the house I'm going to have," and then he would write a check for $1 million to himself every night. And
Shit.
Within 10 years, I think he said he cashed those checks.
Oh no, shit. It's fucking Jim Carrey.
I know, right?
I mean, you can't be Joe Schmo and have these kind of dreams. You got to have something. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Jim Carrey you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's not a. Well, I don't know. I mean, you can sit there and believe that, yeah, anybody, you can be whatever you want, and with the hard work and blah blah blah. But there are limitations that are like beyond your control sometimes.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't think outside of my own mind that those limitations. I think that there are limitations in place, but
Right.
to say that I can't shift my thinking and my being towards overcoming those.
Right, but I'm saying in terms of I'm trying to think of a good example. Like you want to be a like top of the line soccer player,
Okay.
right? And there's maybe not. Actually, if you really train, you can actually be a top of the line soccer.
All right, I'm waiting.
Never fucking mind. Point made. Point taken.
I don't know. This is what I do know is that the things that I have that there's only things that are stopping me is me in my life. If I think about the things,
A wife will stop you. A kid could stop you too.
Right, but it was still my choice to have those things.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Actually, you never know, man.
I don't know.
You never know, man.
Right.
You got good pull-out game.
Right? I don't.
This kid's in every state.
I have a good morning after game. A good plan B.
No wonder you drive all over the country. 20 hours to Miami.
Well, but put that in perspective though. Let's say you're saying a wife and kid slows you down. I'm not saying that that's not true, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't. I'm saying that if you say you want this, this is where you should have made the decision not to do that.
Right.
And now that you have this, what can you do to achieve what you say you want?
Right.
And most of the time it's because I say I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not actually want it. But in my life, I can trace why I'm not where I'd like to be based on my own decisions.
That's a good position to have.
Is it?
It's liberating.
Yeah, I think it was Hurricane Carter. He said when he was in prison, he said, "I chose to take away everything they say I needed,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to misquote this. He said everything they said that I needed, I would do without. He said when they said you needed to be awake, I would sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was time to, when lights were out, I would provide my own light and read at night. He would make a decision not based on his circumstances or based on his circumstances
Mm-hmm.
to do what he needed to do.
Yeah, and own it. That's admirable.
And we live in a world that tells us what we're supposed to need. We're programmed.
Yeah. That's true. But I think you get sometimes, and not sometimes, a lot of times you get so caught up in whatever you need to do that you don't do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see, um, and I've talked about this on the show before, where it's like you you don't realize how fast time goes, and you wake up one day and you're like, "Fuck, what did I do last year?
Yeah.
What did I do last week?
Right.
What did I do?"
Yeah.
Like, it's okay when you're in your 20s because you're still figuring shit out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you hit your 30s and you go, "Okay, maybe I need to really plan some shit."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you hit your 40s and you're like, "Okay, now I got to execute on that." That's how I see it. Like, I got to execute whatever I was thinking about
Mm-hmm.
or I was experimenting with in my 30s.
Yeah.
In your 40s, if you want to be able to live the life you want to live in your later days,
Mm-hmm.
then your 40s is when you should, in quotes, execute on whatever plan you had. As shitty as a plan it might have been, like they're not fucking around. I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
I have a 4 in front of my age. This is,
Yeah.
scary.
I was actually listening to the Wall Street Trapper on the way here.
Mm-hmm.
One of his videos. Whatever game you're playing, man, play it, or decide not to play the game at all and play a different one.
True.
Yeah.
Can you play a bunch of games at the same time?
Oh yeah, and suck at all of them at the same time.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. But there's this sense of you talk to people and you say, "Hey, how you been?" "Oh, I've been busy." And they enumerate all the shit they're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it. Yeah. By the way, I'm doing like 25 things at once. I know.
Yeah.
And I'm now starting to learn to like block time off to focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Because what happens a lot is that you think, and my dad always says, you have 24 hours in a day. That's the one thing that everybody's equal on. You have 24 hours. What do? You're going to sleep, you're going to play video games, you're going to jerk off, you're going to check out shows, you're going to drink, you're going to see your friends, you're going to meet with your family. Like, what are you going to do? Right?
You've named 3 of the things I do daily.
I'm not going to guess.
Play video games, jerk off, and smoke. Although I
that's
smoke.
The life you chose.
By the way, do you
My
mind?
choice.
Do you mind?
No, go ahead.
Okay, good.
Go ahead. I can say that it's my house. This is cool.
But it's not my house. Shit.
No, I'm just saying to be able to say that.
Yeah.
Like you think you ask somebody, "Hey, so how you been?" "Oh man, I've been busy, man." And they go,
Busy.
Doing what?
Right.
You're just fucking around, and then they act like they actually making moves, but they're not really.
Yeah.
And like, there's not really. Put it this way. There's busy, like you think you're doing a bunch of different things, but they're not advancing in any way.
It's just busy work.
It's busy work. Yeah, busy work.
Busy work, but not actually what you want to do. Yeah, I feel that way when it comes to social media, because it's a necessary evil.
Oh,
but it's evil.
as men in our 40s,
right? Yeah. Still using Facebook.
When that girl last night was like TikTok, I'm like, God damn it!
Right? Yeah, the TikTok and the tunnel. It's just, and I'm sitting there. I'm telling her. I was like, oh, I'm so glad that she influenced you to do something like this, and she didn't get it that I was called. It's interesting. I have a friend. She used to be on Mad TV a long time ago.
What's her name? Nicole Sullivan.
No, although I've met her a couple times.
Deborah Wilson.
Yes.
Is it Deborah Wilson?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I had a crush on her.
Oh, she's amazing.
She is
She is.
talented as.
She is one of the most amazing human beings I've ever had the pleasure of knowing.
You know her personally, like
Yeah,
she's a
yeah,
friend.
yeah.
Can you tell her I said hi?
I will.
She won't even.
She's gonna actually. She'll go. Who am I? Who am I saying hi to? And then she'll call you and go, "Who are you?"
No, she don't call me.
No. She's one of those people that doesn't care about that.
Uh-huh.
She wants to know who she's dealing with. You're talking about somebody who is completely and all the time in the present moment and in her body. I'll give you an example of what I mean. I'll call her up and say, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, I don't ask her what she's working on. I don't ask her any of those questions.
Uh-huh.
We've known each other for years. I ask her what she's doing, and I know better to ask that because if I ask her what she's working on, and that last time I asked that was maybe 10 years ago, she's like, "I don't know. I'm not working on anything right now. I don't care about any of that shit." Blah, 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 blah. Like, she doesn't have any social media.
Yeah.
She goes. I mean, she's been working in video games and animation and stuff like that.
Doing voiceovers?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I ask her, "Hey, what are you up to?"
Mm-hmm.
We could talk for the next 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that she tells me that she's in that 3 hours
Mm-hmm.
is stuff she did the 3 hours before I called. She is completely in the moment. Everything is exciting to her. And what's happening right now is the most important thing in her life.
Oh, man.
That is a wonderful place to be.
Wow.
Because I'm not thinking about how do I impress you by what I did that sounds important to you.
Right.
I'm thinking about this is what I've been doing. And everything that I do is blessed and whole and purposeful. That's who she is.
Damn.
Right?
I love her, man.
And I keep her in my life just to remind me.
Yo, do you want a reality check? Just
yeah.
like her show?
Yeah. I called her. I was like, "Hey, so what you been up to?" She goes, "Well, I just drove from the airport, and I went and I got a call from my friend, and he said he just bought this new puppy, and we got a chance to talk and blah 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 about this new puppy, and he's so happy. And then I got a chance to talk to his children, and then I went to the store and I met this guy. He's the works at the counter, and we talked for a few minutes, and he's so blessed because he gave me the food that I needed for today.
You know,
it's for me, it's what I aspire to.
You know, I think more conversation need to be like that. Because again, you're so caught up in whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Or whatever you're working on for the future or what you've been doing that you lose that, oh yeah, this is exactly what I'm doing. Like I call those conversation about nothing.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's no agenda.
Yeah.
There's no I'm trying to impress you. There's no I'm gonna show you that I'm making moves or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just I have one friend I can do that with. One friend. I've known her since she was 18, and and I was young too. But I was that age too. But it's just what are you up to? I am driving, gonna get coffee. Oh look, that guy looks like an asshole, and just start coming up with just this is literally shooting the shit.
Yeah,
it's exactly what I mean by having a conversation with somebody that doesn't involve a whole lot of thought. I would think.
Yeah,
it can lead to actually pretty meaningful conversations.
Absolutely,
just from that something as simple as I'm driving to get coffee.
Yeah,
right, but it's not premeditated. It just happens because the kind of relationship you have with that person or the way that person is, like you have to be in that mode of, yeah, we're just talking here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, that is.
You also find out what other people want to hear, because I'd be at the dog park and they say, or somewhere, and somebody see me and they go, "What are you up to?" I'm walking my dog. I'm typing up, my journal. Or I'm.
If you say it like that, I'm gone.
Yeah, right. And you're like, "Oh, well, that's cool. What do you got going on?" I'm like, I just
told you.
I literally just said it.
Well,
but then they go, "Well, what are you shooting? Are you working project?" I'm like, I don't know. I mean, because I don't usually know from when.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I find out that we're all complete human beings. and we all experience something. I always ask people what they do. That's what I would like to do. And what I get is, oh, my life is boring. You have no idea how boring my life is most of the time.
No, I think everybody, um, boring to me is normal. That's default. Boring is default, and I think that everybody has the capacity to onboard themselves.
Yeah.
It's whether they choose to do so or not.
I was talking.
Seriously.
I was talking to this guy I know. His kid was saying, "I'm so bored." Oh no, he says something like, "I get bored all day," and the father was saying, "I need you. You could have done the homework, brother." He goes, "Yeah, but I'm so bored." I said, "Boring is a what did I say? Boring is actually it really just means you're not doing the shit that you should."
Yeah, or
that's not
that you
said,
want.
but yeah, you're you're not too lazy to go do what you're supposed to do.
Well, but put it this way: if I people don't like small talk in general.
Yeah,
small talk at the grocery store, at the bank. People don't like that shit.
Yeah.
However, with the right energy and with the right, not necessarily passion, but the enthusiasm or the charisma when you're actually speaking,
yeah,
then
I get manic too. I get manic when I talk too. Yeah. No, I know. Well, yeah, when I'm on set, I get really manic. Like manic is a derogatory term for it, but I get alive. I get really alive.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like I hate small talk to begin with because I think, but that I'm in line at a grocery store. Somebody talks to me about whatever tabloid magazine is right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't got time for this. Like by default, like I want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Right. But I could be sitting at a bar by myself, and the guy turns to me and asks me a question, or I just say something, and based on their response,
Yeah.
the level of I can get a gauge of, okay, if I would actually talk to this guy right now, based on how we just expressed whatever to me, I can carry a conversation, yes or no.
Yeah.
But it can be, well, I'm just here chilling, and I order my steak, and
Right.
But if you tell me, hey man, I just got home from work, I'm tired as hell, I thought I'd come and treat myself. This steaks are fucking dope, man. I fucking love those steaks. Then, oh, cool. All right, let's talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. Okay.
There's an energy to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Small talk sucks.
I went back. When you said that, I went back home and I saw two people I haven't seen, brothers that I haven't seen in a long time. And I went by one, and we're just completely engaged, having a good time. We talked for like 2-3 hours. And I'd already called the other one. I said, "Hey, I'm in town. You mind if I come by?" Right? I had to break it a couple times. But when I talked to him on the phone, I don't know why I expected something different when I got to his house. I got to his house, and we sit down, and he's like, "How's everything going?" "Oh, it's going good. It's good. It's good. Everything's good."
Nothing?
That was it. So I like your new place. Nice place. I was trying to bring up, like, where'd you get this from? And
You're trying.
I was working.
Yeah,
hard.
I hate that.
I was working hard. I was working hard.
I hate that.
So I said, "What's oh, you're seeing someone?" Yeah. We're seeing each other.
See that down?
Yeah.
It's like conversations should go up.
20 minutes I was at his house.
Look, man.
20 minutes, and I was gone.
I got to go to the post office, but it's closed. Yeah, but I still got to go to the post office.
I got to go to the post office in a place where I don't live to go pick up my mail.
I got to drive to Louisiana.
Right.
Tomorrow. I got to be in Louisiana like tonight.
I got to do something else. I got to do something else.
I hate that's the kind of shit. And that's the thing. Like I really think that people have the capacity to have a conversation, and the conversation go up. I mean, not like up.
Well, to just engage.
Just engage. But it's dragging.
Yeah.
Pulling teeth is.
For me, it's a protection thing, though. When I'm talking to someone and I close all the questions, like they're closed answers.
Yeah.
There's two things going on. One, I'm having a problem with where I'm at. Like I don't feel worthy of telling you my life. Or two, it's just, what the fuck do you want from me?
Yeah.
That's what happens to me. And I imagine that other people do it too.
Sure.
Yeah. Because most of the time I'm open. But
right.
but when I feel like when I shut down, it's
Uh-huh.
like, I'm doing stuff.
I'm alive. This is my
I'm all
question.
right.
Like,
How you doing? Fuck you want to know, huh? Why you want to know?
Exactly.
We standing right here. Why you don't want to know what I'm doing 20 minutes from now, huh? The fuck's wrong with you?
Where you going? What do you want to know where I'm going?
Where am I going? I'm going to the getting place.
I'm going places.
Yeah,
Is that enough for you?
If you
Is that
ask,
enough for you?
when people ask you where you got stuff from, where'd you get that from? I got it from the getting place. I'm going to the getting store.
That's good.
My father used to say, "What are you doing?" Mining.
Mining?
Minding my own business.
Oh. I thought it was
My
mining.
father
Actually
used to
mining.
say, nah, that's what it's supposed. Yeah, you're mining here in Texas. Okay.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So,
You're mining. Yeah, I'm minding my own business. Why don't you try?
but you never know, and I get it because you never know where people are at in their lives or that day that'll make them like react that way. And I get that. I mean, well, there's a joke that I think a lot of comics have made when people say, "Hey, how you doing?" and they reply with, "How you doing?" Like you never really answer the question.
Right.
You just say, how you doing? How you doing? What's up? What's up? Like you never really say, and people don't really give a shit about it, about how you're doing. It's just a hi with more words. That's all it is, right?
You know what?
Asking.
Right. A better question is, and it's you're never going to get an answer from strangers. Well, you might. I don't know.
Right.
How you feeling?
I've said that. I said that to people.
And I know for me, it took me a while to even know what feelings were. Like it took me a long time. Yeah. After just life and military period, like you don't, I'm not going to say, I won't speak for the rest of humanity, but a lot of people don't really think about their feelings because my feelings are me or a part of me. What I think is everybody else.
Right.
You know, how you feeling? Oh, well, this government. No, that's not what I asked.
Well, fucking Trump and then
Biden. How do you feel? It's fucking gas prices. No, but okay. How do you feel about that? I think they should. I didn't ask what you thought. I asked you how you feel. That's a hard one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a harder one.
Yeah.
Right.
Like right now, how you feeling?
Yeah.
And then hopefully start a conversation from there. I do that. I do that via text to some friends.
Yeah.
And say, okay, how you feeling? And they go and actually respond in like one sentence type thing.
Yeah.
And then wherever it goes from there. But at least it's like you could get caught off guard by a question like that because usually, hey, how you doing? You doing? Yo, what's up?
People like me are in my head all the time, so I have to pause and drop down to my feelings.
Yeah.
When I say drop down, I mean going from here to here.
Yeah. I just say I'm alive.
Yeah.
Like how you feeling? I'm alive.
Yeah.
Next question.
And that's what you think.
Yeah.
We're all in the Matrix, son.
We're not here, Doc.
Just not in that last one.
They're not here. This is the simulation.
Right.
Yeah. My name is Jonathan. I'm a white guy from Wisconsin. I don't know. I'm plugged in a machine right now. I'm living the French African guy's life. Who's 40 with a kid who's doing comedy and podcasts for some reason.
He decided that shit.
He made the choice.
Whoever they are.
He made the choice. I did not.
Yeah.
This is out of my control. I had nothing to do with this. I'm just doing.
Yeah.
Ah, man. Fuck, I'm crying over here. So why the comedy thing?
I woke up one morning.
Oh, really? No, you know what? No.
Okay.
No.
Let me.
Don't tell me 2017 with 2019 was the year you woke up and said, YOLO, I'm going to be funny today.
2009.
Okay.
I was in prereqs for nursing school after I got out of the military. And I was working at a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was. So I went on vacation, and I'm watching Dave Chappelle. He had, on Comedy Central, they had Dave Chappelle on there.
Which one was it?
I can't remember which one it was.
Is Killing Him Softly? Or
Well, that was the one that I knew. Well, see, it was Killing Him Softly and For What It's Worth.
Yeah.
Killing Him Softly was the one that I remember watching. I mean, I'd seen Dave Chappelle before that, but that was the one that almost technique-wise was just epic. When I saw For What It's Worth, that had a strong tie to me because before I was in nursing school, I was homeless
Mm-hmm.
for I guess on and off for about 2 years, and I was living in my car. I'm grateful that I've always had a car to live in when I was homeless,
Mm-hmm.
but I had a laptop, and I would be the battery on. I would charge the battery during the day,
Mm-hmm.
and at night I had the enough battery before I went to sleep
Mm-hmm.
to either watch. I love this movie. Just I fucking love this movie,
Right.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay.
Or I could watch For What It's Worth twice before the battery went dead.
Oh, you timed it and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So I would watch For What It's Worth twice, but I can't remember which one it was that was on.
Okay.
But it was him, and then Larry the Cable Guy had come on, and then I can't remember which one that was either.
I don't know any of the specials.
Yeah, he kind of struck me because
Get Her Down was probably one of them.
Get Her Done. Yeah,
I bet
that was the first one. Yeah,
Oh, that was the name of it.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just
But
guessed.
the reason that one kind of hit because all of the Marines were listening to that when I was over
Oh.
in Iraq the first time.
Uh huh.
So I got a chance. He was like the first one post military that I really like heard because they would play it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he came on, and then Stephen Colbert came on the Colbert
The
Report.
Colbert Report.
Yeah, and halfway through the Colbert Report, having seen such the differences of comedy and the way that they present comedy, I was smoking a cigar and I looked at the TV. I blew out smoke and I went, "Yeah, I can do that shit."
Yeah.
I went back to work and I changed all my courses from nursing. Well, I didn't change them all. What it was is that I took the classes that could go to both.
Mm-hmm.
I took an acting class, which you can use for nursing as a humanitarian class or whatever they called it, human sciences or whatever. And I took a public speaking class. And then when I first jumped into that acting class, I was like, "This is right. This is right." 3 months later, I lost my job,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sitting in Palm Springs, California, and I got about $2,000 left. And I went to they have like Palm Springs is not ripe for comedy. They had like 3 open mics a month.
Oh, damn.
But I went to San Bernardino because I had a motorcycle and I went to San Bernardino and they were having like a bar open mic or a bar show
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of comedians come in and they want to have somewhere to warm up before they go hit the casino. So
Mhm.
the San Bernardino had a few of those places. And I went there and I watched a comedian and I was like, I didn't understand any of it, but they were warming up and I'd never seen that part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back home and I said, why in the fuck am I trying to fuck around with Palm Springs when LA is 2 hours away? I have no ties to Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
So I got on my motorcycle with my $2,153, and I ended up in Koreatown in LA. And I had no foreseeable money until I knew that when I got to the acting school, I hadn't even auditioned for the acting school yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there. I was in LA. Like there was no going back. And then I auditioned for the acting school, and I got in about a week after I got there. And I knew that the GI Bill was going to kick in, but it wasn't kicking in right away. And
Mhm.
I had about four. I said it was May, and I had until September to live. And rent was already taken.
Mhm.
That 2000 up. So
Right.
I did odd jobs for a while, and telemarketing was one of them. That was fun.
YOLO.
Yeah, that was not on my list of things to
damn-
do. No,
ah.
telemarketing, it was not on my list. I worked for Greenpeace for a minute, and I realized
This is like quantum leap. You just go.
yeah,
from
it was
one job to the
yeah,
next.
just not changing times. Yeah, and I got into school and finished the school in a couple of years. But yeah, that was just.
So how'd you wander on an open mic?
Oh, so when I got to LA, even though the school wasn't starting until September, there was a place in Westwood called the Westwood Brewing Company that had open mics.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would go there. I remember my very first open mic was 2 days after. No, it was the day. It was the day that Michael Jackson and Farrah Fawcett had died because they died.
Damn, how you make something funny out of that?
I tried. Well, I stayed away from it.
This is 2008.
It's 2009. Yeah, 2009.
June 25th, something like
That sounds about right. And that's how scary it was. I had made all of this life changes to go be there in LA to do stand up.
that. Uh-huh.
It took me until June to actually do an open mic. And I got there at the end of May.
So how'd you do?
Oh, I bombed. Oh, bombed.
You didn't
Like
prepare,
I
you just
got,
walked up and riffed?
well, I had written some stuff down. I didn't know how to prepare for comedy. I didn't know my own voice. I didn't know how to build a joke. I just, when you start anything, I think is mostly just borrowing from everybody else
Right.
and make. So I had like basically taken a whole bunch of other people's jokes and just made them my own for a second, but it didn't have my voice in it.
A mix
Like,
of Dave Chappelle and Larry the Cable Guy? God,
no,
that's
no.
gotta be
Well,
interesting.
I grew
Get
up.
it done, niggas.
Right, yeah. I grew up with Sinbad. I grew up with
Oh, yeah.
with Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby and what's his name? Not Larry the Cable Guy, but Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah.
Red Fox. Not watching his stand up. My parents would never let me. But half the comedians that I grew up with, my parents never knew I listened to because my father was a minister and my mom is just they're very conservative Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sneaking out to listen to Richard Pryor. I was sneaking out to watch Eddie Murphy. My father hated Eddie Murphy. Yeah. But Jeff Foxworthy and Bill Cosby, Sinbad were fine for us to listen to. Even though as I got older, my father would say some kind of like jokey stuff. My mom might like copy, like she would quote a comedian, but she'd never tell me who. I found out they were quoting these motherfuckers.
Oh,
and not letting me. Yeah, they do Richard Pryor better than I did. So so when I did my first open mic, I remember. Oh God, it's still open mics are still scary to me. Still scary to me. Shows are not as scary to me as anymore. But
no, it's a different level of
engagement. It is. It's different. It's they're horrible.
No, they are. They are.
They're
Look,
horrible.
I made a. I'm trying to do less mics and more shows for those who want to book me. But it's delivering jokes in a room full of comics who don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And you don't even know if your shit works.
Right.
Until you put in front of normies, as we call them.
Civilians, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what sucks because you can't get like I found out recently that I need that energy and that crowd engagement because I used to just deliver, and it felt weird because it felt like I was reciting, and I hate that. And that's not how I am in real life.
Yeah,
like I'm when I talk to somebody, I'm engaged. I ask questions. Not saying I do crowd work necessarily, but just getting that response and allow me to be flexible with my material as versus set up jokes. Here's a bit.
Right.
Here's another joke. Here's a tag. Blah blah.
Yeah, your timing comes from the audience too.
Yeah,
a lot of your timing comes. From the audience too.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's a conversation. Well, the way that I approach it is this is a conversation. It's less presentational and more of a conversation. So
you got off and you're
I need people who want to listen instead of just waiting until they get there at 5 minutes. Yeah.
So you got off and you're like, this is it?
Oh, no. I bombed miserably.
That first time?
The first time,
and
yeah.
The second time?
I bombed the first 2 times, and then I got it. Something clicked, and I don't know what it was, but even in an open mic, I fucking killed open mic. Mm-hmm. But then I started bombing shows. So
it's a balance.
Yeah. But so I remember, and I didn't grind out comedy like most comedians do. I never really ground out comedy. Where guy I met, he's a phenomenal comedian. His name's Troy Moyd. He's been voted top 5 comedians in the Bay Area like 8 years in a row or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. I think he's writing for MTV now, but he is a beast. This man was doing 5 open mics a night. I came up around the time that Gerard Carmichael did, and Gerard was a beast. I called Gerard one time, and he was like, "I'm in writing mode, man. What do you want?" And I mean, you're talking about he approached it like Jerry Seinfeld. Mm-hmm. It was 3 open mics a night, 8 hours of writing. 3 open mics, 8 hours of writing.
Shit.
8 hours of writing, and now I'm going to test this. And then if not,
8 hours.
It was a full-time job. Yeah, hours.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
That's how Seinfeld did it.
I admire, like Godfrey always says, he used to do like 30 shows a week.
Yeah.
30 a week.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in New York, so that's all over the place.
Yeah,
right?
they're
go
closer
up and
together.
down. Yeah.
L.A. If I do 30 shows a week in L.A., I don't have the gas money for that.
That's gas money.
Everything's spread so far apart. But yeah, so Jamar Neighbors was a couple years ahead of me in that time.
Mm-hmm.
Gerard was a couple years ahead of me, and Stroy was about a year ahead of me. And you can see how they've just kept going. And my focus is always split between comedy and film and television, and just living, skydiving.
Oh yeah, sure.
Just doing other things.
Scuba diving.
Yeah.
And ice skating.
Well, I don't ice skate anymore.
I'm saying
this year I'm actually taking tap again. To tell you the truth.
Tap dance?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it.
Do you dream first and then wake up and be like, "That sounds cool"?
No, I see it, and then something confirms it, and I do it. And I was thinking about dancing. I was going to do a Latin dance of some sort this year. So last year, I woke up. I said, because I was going to the boxing gym and I was working out, and this came from a guy who was helping me choreograph a project I was doing. His name is Zedric Harris, beautiful choreographer. I mean, he's an all around good dude. He does a lot of Marvel stuff and so forth and so on. I said, hey man, I want to get back into shape and at least look like I know what I'm doing. So I started going to the boxing gym and I was working out and something was like, it wasn't at the beginning of the year. I was like, I want to do this. Like it was in the middle of the pandemic and I said, I want to do this. First, I wanted to lose weight because I was at 320 pounds. And I said, I'm going to lose weight. And now this is something that I want to get better at. So last year was me boxing, and I ended up fighting not in Vegas, but there's a town not too far from Vegas called Prim where they have amateur boxing for old people like me. So yeah, so I fought last year. And then this year it was like I knew that I was going to go towards a different direction. So I still go to the gym and I work out when I can, but my focus isn't there. If coach said, hey, here's a fight, I want you to get ready for it, then I'll take 2 months and work out for it. But I'm not putting energy into fighting. Go ahead.
So you watched old Gregory Hines videos and you're like, this is it? I'm going to tap dancing?
No. You know what it was?
Sammy Davis Jr.
No. No.
Michael Flatland. No, that's Riverdance. Maybe next year.
No. So I was thinking about dancing, and we learn movement in acting school, but not. I would never call myself a dancer. It's just how to move well in front of camera on stage.
I did not embarrass yourself with rhythm. Yeah.
Yeah. So we learned jazz, some jazz, ballroom dancing. We do the Charleston and some the waltz and stuff like that. And then we have to learn how to do time steps for acting school. You have to learn how to do tap dancing, time steps, time steps and triple time steps. I think is what we learned. Just the basics of tap. You have to learn that through this particular school. So I didn't know it at the time, but Mark Knowles was who is he's danced with Gregory Hines. He's danced with Gene Kelly and Danny Kaye and all those guys. And he was teaching tap, on our, for lunch. So I would learn with him a little bit. And I didn't find out that he was that big until years later, because he's just Mark Knowles. We just talked, and so this year I was like, I'm going to learn something. Maybe it'll be tap, maybe it won't be. And then you know what it was? This was the only time I'll say this. God bless TikTok.
Oh,
there was a TikTok video. Hey, do you want a mamba? You want to play with the big boy? And to that song, they have thousands of versions of it now, but I caught it early.
It was a challenge type thing?
It wasn't a challenge, but yeah, it's one of those videos where they have the music and then other people dance to it. Shaq's dancing to it, right? But not tap. It's just dancers. But the one that I saw was a room full of, I'm going to say 30 tap dancers. And the guys in the front, I mean, they're all tapping, but the guys in the front are fucking phenomenal tapping to this song. And when I saw it, I was like, that's the dance I'm doing this year. So I went and
You got the shoes?
they're being made now. For those of you who can't see, I have huge feet. They're not Shaq huge, but ever since I was 15, I've been wearing size 15 shoes. So
Oh,
they have to make them from scratch. And it
damn.
takes a couple months. Yeah. So
Tap
by the time I
dancing.
get back, yeah, I'll be tapping.
I yo, that could be. By the way, realize the arrogance of just looking at something going, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
And somebody else has been grinding in it for years. See you
Well, I'm
coming
not
in.
saying I'd be great at it.
I know it doesn't matter.
Right,
It's like,
right.
It's like yeah, the what's it called? The barrier of entry is very small.
Yeah.
Anybody can jump in and just do this.
Right.
Wow, that takes guts, man.
Yeah. I woke up this morning.
Do you journal?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I want to be doing it every day. I actually haven't done it since I've been in Texas, but yeah.
Yo,
Journal's important.
That sounds like a show.
What?
Dude wakes up and goes looks at the
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I can do that.
And next thing you know, like the episode is like, okay, I'm gonna talk to this guy, I'm gonna talk to that guy, use my connections, I'm gonna get the gear,
Yeah.
I'm watching on YouTube, I'm gonna take a class, and 3 months from now, I'll be a black belt.
Yeah. Black belt and tap.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, this is and I never heard actually. I have a friend he would get into something hardcore for like 6 months, but then totally abandon it, and then pick something else.
Yeah,
but it never really panned out. Like he never. Well, I take that back because he became this photography and stuff. But it's like it's almost like a ADHD kind of thing. Like I'm getting into this like real quick.
Right,
next thing. Oh, I'm gonna do this real quick.
I can definitely tell you it's probably that. It's probably that. I get manic about things, and I'm just interested in experience.
Oh yeah,
like I'm not interested in. I mean, of course, I like when I'm boxing. I'm like, all right, I'm watching Mike Tyson videos. I'm like, yeah, I can go pro. And it's like, wait a minute, no, you can't.
Limitations.
Yeah, right. But it's like I just want to do it, and I'll do it as if I want to be a pro. And
right.
But when it leaves me, it leaves me. But I still keep the connections with boxing world. I still go in every now and then. But like, I just want. It's not even that I want it. It's just I'm interested in the experience. I'm interested in the experience.
Well, and then down the road you have a story to tell.
Yeah,
that you can pass on and be like, hey, you know what it takes to become a
well,
skydiver?
I can tell you. If anything that I've learned about myself and about the physical world around me, or the metaphysical or physical or whatever world, is that all creation starts with thought.
Yeah.
And if I can think it, then I can speak it. If I can speak it, I can put my one foot in front of the other to go do it.
Not this one.
Now, only one of these. Only one of these feet. But that's okay, because one's real big anyway. So that's two steps.
Jumping both feet. No, I can't right now. Just give me a couple
of days. Well, I don't have a lot of time for me to victimize myself.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got into an argument with a guy who was boxing, and I've not been boxing very long, but I know what I know. And I was trying to tell this guy, hey, if you do this way, you can rest, like, because boxing is strenuous. It's hard, it's starting at age 42 was not the easiest thing for me to do.
Right.
And he was saying that he was tired. I said, well, if you widen your stance and sit, bend your knees, you can rest while this is happening. Like, it's a way to rest. And as soon as I said, he just started saying a whole bunch of excuses, and I had to. I didn't lose it, but I was like, I'm done with you right now. And then he started, trying to explain. So I said, look, I was just trying to help. And every time we talk, you come up with excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And I know that where that exists in my life. That's why I was so mad at him, because I know where that exists in my life, where I don't even sit and feel what it is that I'm confronted with. I just come up with excuse immediately. That's my program.
Automation. Yeah.
That's my victim program, where I go, I can't do that. Why? Just ask myself why. Why can't I? Is it because I can't? I don't believe I can? Is it because the laws of physics say I can't? Or is that just the voice that I've been programmed with? And I've been programmed with more voices than my own since the day I was born.
Right.
One of the reasons why I still push for opening up with comedy and acting is when I was a kid, and I don't think my parents, I know my parents didn't do this on purpose, but to protect me, I was a big kid. I am about the same size that I was when I was 18.
You know what? I believe it.
Yeah, I am. Now I'm man bigger.
Yeah.
Like my father used to say that he's got man muscle, and I was, I had lifted weights when I was young. I haven't
Mhm.
lifted weights in a long time, but I was bigger. I was a big kid. I was like 200 pounds when I was 13. No, I was more than that,
More than
but
13 or more than 200
more than
pounds?
200 pounds. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, not easy.
my father told me one time, and I still carry this, and it doesn't serve me anymore. My father says, "You're going to have to be quiet. You're going to have to be smaller because people, especially white people, are going to be afraid of you." Because I'm just like when I get on a good roll, I'm charismatic, I'm open, I
Yeah.
laugh, joke, and kid, and I try to just bring levity to everybody. Well, that's scary when this 250 pound me
Yeah.
now 260 pound black man
Yeah.
is like
You have a presence.
I have a presence,
Yeah.
and it
Doc is
scares
here.
people, right? So, and he told me that earlier. He told me that when I was 8,
Hmm.
and I when I got to acting school, I did the same dance that everybody else did. They said, "We didn't even really see you because I was doing everything so small."
Oh.
And it wasn't until second year of acting school when I figured out that I could be bigger and that it served me to expand. What they say at certain is to expand.
Right.
So that's the programming for me.
Right.
That's what I have to overcome when I go skydiving, and I'm
Hmm.
the only black person in the drop zone.
Hmm.
Oh, you can't make these white people uncomfortable. You're the only black person here. What are they going to say? A black person sky? That's what goes through my soul when I go skydiving.
Uh-huh.
When I go scuba diving, ain't no black people doing that shit either.
Yeah, you're the only one.
But that's not true.
Sure, but
Actually, one of the blessed experience when I was in Miami,
uh-huh.
I was skydiving. This guy comes to me. He says,
What the fuck you doing here?
I've been diving for 40 years. This is the first time we ever seen two of us on the same boat at the same time. And I go, well, I've been diving a lot less, and this is you're right. And that guy, who I've asked to talk about him, he wants to remain anonymous. He said he was a Vietnam veteran who was in special forces, and he skydive. He used to skydive and scuba dive.
Hmm.
He learned from special forces. His father was a Tuskegee Airman.
A what?
Tuskegee Airmen. Tuskegee Airmen were the first black pilots in the United States.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Red Tails.
Oh, yeah, Red Tail.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a movie about it, right?
Well, yeah. So Tuskegee Airmen became their own squadron was Red Tails later
Got
on.
it,
But
okay.
yeah, so Red Tails the movie
Yeah.
is the sequel to Tuskegee Airmen the movie.
Got it.
So for me, it's not even it's not about what everybody else thinks I'm doing.
Hmm.
It's about me doing what I'm doing for me.
No, that makes sense. And you know what? It's uh, I can relate because in Africa, being from Senegal, one thing that there's a lot of importance attached to appearances
Mm.
in the sense that they'll tell you, "Oh, don't do this, don't act like this,"
Yeah.
or people gonna think that fill in the blank.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like don't go when you walk into place. Make sure you say hi to everybody,
Yeah.
including the head, especially the head of the household. Or they're gonna think it's gonna be a bad reflection on me, type
Yeah.
of thing. And it took me, and I grew up in a small town in France where there was only 3 black families.
Mm.
So if any of us got in trouble, we knew who it was. It was like that. But I was always the only black kid in the class,
Yeah.
right? So that came with, oh yeah, you're. So when I'm there, it's obvious, and when I'm not there, it's obvious.
Mm. Mm.
You know, but you live it, but you live through it like this is just me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what I've come to learn is that having a presence, I actually thrive on the I'm here and I want people to know I'm here,
Mm.
so that when I'm not there, there's a void.
Yeah.
There's something to it, and some people see it as a threat and fuck them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, it's like, and that's what I try to, my son is like that already.
Yeah.
Like he's so energetic,
Mm.
and so I mean, it's four. He's in the moment.
Yeah.
That's being a kid.
Yeah.
But there's other kids his age who are always kind of, small and
Yeah.
kind of, in their corner, don't talk much. She's
Yeah.
out there dancing and singing and rapping and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And this French and all that. And that's I want to teach him that. It's like, look, son. First of all, you're unique, so embrace that. And when you're in a place, make sure people know you're there,
Mm.
and they'll remember you for that,
Mm.
good or bad. Don't show
Yeah.
up at school or nothing.
I don't have,
But
I don't have much say over what other people are going to take.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
People are gonna think regardless. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They have you have no control of that.
Yeah.
They'll come with whatever prejudice, whatever background beliefs they have.
Right.
You have no control. And so if you accept that,
Mm.
just do you.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you can do.
Yeah, and I think along the lines of what we were talking about, the game, everything's a game. If I'm going to do something specific, I know that there's a game that I need to play. So I need to be to play that game.
Mhm.
This is the way I have to be for that game. And if I'm going to dress a certain way, it's because I'm playing this game.
Right.
If I need to wear a suit and tie, which by the way, I fucking hate ties. I don't like wearing suit and ties. I would much rather show up everywhere I'm going to go just like this.
Uh-huh.
Although suit hangs on me really well.
There's no
That
tie. I know where's the tie these
Yeah.
days. It's 2022.
Yeah, okay.
No need to noose around your neck. You're fine.
Yeah, well, I say that, but if I'm going to be going to a party for some reason
Mhm.
that requires suit and tie, then that's a game I got to play. Recognizing that it's a game that I'm playing for a certain reason, as
Mhm.
opposed to I have to be this.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you engage in the? I mean, I don't know if that's really it. It is a thing, like the Hollywood life, like being around celebrities and going to parties, all that stuff.
No.
I can't picture you doing.
Well, I
that.
don't party. I don't drink, so there's no reason for me to be at
You
clubs.
smoke?
I smoke nicotine.
Ah, never mind.
Like there's not a whole lot of nicotine parties going on. Yeah.
Hey, somebody need to start some.
Yeah, I know. It is.
Everybody bring
Hey,
your
we're gonna
nicotine
have 421 nicotine day.
Yeah, we're gonna blow smoke and make shapes.
Right. Yeah. Which
You can do that.
that's why. Yeah. I mean, I don't. Hold on.
This is audio podcast. Can you make a shape? Nice. 1 circle, 2 circles, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now,
That was that.
now start a Facebook group.
At
and
age
meet up.
at age 14, that's actually why I started smoking. I used to watch my father smoking cigars and blow those. I was like, I want to be like that one day.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? And I guarantee you, there's a subculture out there
Yeah.
of folks that get together,
Probably
blow smokes,
Facebook
compete.
group.
I'm
There's a
telling-
Facebook group
yo,
on that.
I mean, it blows my
There's
mind.
an app for that.
There's a meetup, there's a convention, there's a competition.
Yeah.
I found out the other day, they have these show on ESPN.
Yeah.
On ESPN, they
Oh,
have
ESPN 23.
no. It's ESPN 2,
Oh.
but they have world competition of tag.
Oh, word?
No tag.
Tag.
There's world like they're in this arena. I kid you. I'll show you when we're done. I was at Pluckers
Yeah.
and I'm waiting for my food, and they're showing that on all the TVs. And it's tag. It's like, yeah, we're the Japanese team and we're the American. Whatever, we represent the U.S.
It's amazing.
And they're running around, and there's like commentators.
Yeah.
There's like a timer, and it's like doing little parkour.
Okay, so is it tag or is it like flag football? You have to pull a flag.
No, touch them.
You touch them.
When you touch them, the whole thing goes red, and then you have like 10 seconds. There's team A, team B, and one player from each get into this arena. You're it. You
And
got to
the-
tag them, and they have
right.
to run around and avoid them for like 10 seconds or something.
Nice.
And that is a thing. And so something as mundane as tag
Yeah.
that you play as a kid has a league, international league.
They have international cornhole. So
Yeah. So the last one I saw, and then no, this one.
I wasn't going to go as far as the
No.
last one I saw.
No,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
there's worse. There's worse.
Okay.
Pillow fights.
Really?
Pillow fights. Grown man. Actually, guy looks just like you.
Real? Was it? Yeah. Yeah.
Pillow fight in an arena. There's a ref, like a boxing thing.
Yeah.
and like wearing the outfit. There's commentators, and then there's these two girls or two dudes going at it with pillows.
They have capitalized on the beginning scenes of every soft porn for college. That is amazing. Yeah, it's like that.
I
that's
dare you.
something.
I dare you. 2023, get into pillow fighting. As your
I
yearly.
don't know if my leg can.
Yeah, because your leg is in trouble with pillow fighting.
Yeah, no, pillow fighting is.
It blew my mind.
It's not.
I'll show you when we're done with this.
Pillow fighting is foreplay. I don't want to do it as a sport.
Well, it's another dude, still, but
That's why I don't want to do it as a sport.
I mean, the two women that went at it, they had to put the hair in the cornrows like you do in MMA, and everything. They had shorts, they had jerseys, all of that in a boxing ring.
Like, yeah, I guess on one hand, like, I'm pretty sure there's a basketball player out there in the NBA or WBA going, that ain't no real sport, but they're fucking doing what they like to do.
Look,
shit.
I'm telling you, Nike is going to get in that shit. Get
Of
some
course
Nike,
they will.
Nike pillows. Watch.
Pillows. The Bed Bath & Beyond Cup. Everybody.
Brought to you
the Target Finals. The Walmart League.
Brought to you by Michaels.
Yes. Yes, brought to you by Michaels.
Seriously, it blows my mind. So if something as mundane as pillow fight has a league now, it's crazy.
If it brings them joy.
Hey, by all means, man.
And it's pillow, so you're not really hurting anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So your leg will be
That
fine.
tag though.
No, they're in shape. Like
No, you have to be. Have you seen the movie Tag?
Yeah, great movie.
Fucking love that movie.
Great movie.
And see what all the shit. And they show the real people at the end.
Yeah. Great idea.
Yeah.
Great. I enjoyed it because, like, I remember you a big tag player as a kid.
A what?
Did you play tag a lot as a kid?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We did that like neighborhood wide.
Oh yeah.
In my neighborhood. Like, we jumped.
My
over
cousin
trees.
lived at the Yeah, yeah.
No, we did.
Yeah, you got a much interesting neighborhood in comparison.
we were diving into bushes.
Yeah.
We were like getting on.
My cousin lived 5 houses down from me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I lived like in the middle of the street. He lived at the corner. Pretty much everything in between, if we had enough kids. But we had like backyards. We were intuitive. We knew how to turn anything into obstacles.
Man, we went to our elementary school. No, not elementary school. Yeah, elementary school in our neighborhood. It had when you as an adult going back, it looks like a parkour thing.
Yeah.
And there's just so many bars and many little walls you can jump over.
Yeah.
So when we were in middle school and high school, we would go back to elementary school.
Yeah.
Like on the weekends.
Right.
And I kid you not. And
you were the
tag.
creepy guys hanging around
Look,
elementary
man,
school.
We were all, we all went. First of all, we all went to that school, but we'd go and like, oh, now we can dunk on the basket. We could play basketball and dunk now because we were a little bigger,
right?
Yeah. And then we start playing tag on like a Sunday afternoon at our old elementary school, like parkour style. That was our thing.
They have dodgeball, right? I mean, that's a thing.
Dodgeball's a thing.
Yeah.
Cornhole's a thing.
I never played dodgeball as much outside of.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Outside of gym, I didn't play dodgeball.
We call it in France. We call it American ball.
Really?
It's called American ball, but American, yeah.
Oh, and is that because it's out of America? I mean,
yeah.
America
There's nothing about dodging in the word at
American
all.
Ball,
And what we did is we would play it in the how you say it in English. So
the gym?
No. It was in a closed area. So we had that was at the same elementary school actually.
Yeah.
When it would rain, it's recess, but it rained, would go under this little.
It was in a building.
Like a little house, not a house, but like a.
Did they have basketball courts and shit?
Yeah. No, they do.
So
but
the gym. We call it a gym.
No, but this is outside. But it's under a roof. Like
but no walls.
No walls on just two sides.
Oh, okay. Sure. I don't know what to say to English.
I don't know what the word is. It's somewhere when it rains, we all go under that so we don't get wet.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
And we were
Safety. It's called safety. No.
It was not a big.
Convenience.
It is not big at all.
Yeah.
But would play American ball with a tennis ball.
What? Oh, gee. God,
Yes.
Why don't you just
We
get
would
softball?
softball. We know what softball is. We're French. The fuck we
Don't
know
y'all play baseball though?
No,
No.
not
What
really.
is soccer? Is soccer and what's the
Football with the foot. Yeah, we do.
Soccer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Football.
yeah. And then so we'd play American ball with a tennis ball, and like we'd bounce it on the walls, so it can hit. Yeah, it hurt.
So what is the big sport? I mean, football.
Mhm.
What about tennis?
Yeah,
Tennis
tennis.
for you?
All right. It's really football, basketball,
Mm.
volleyball to some degree. The thing is, like in France, as part of like PE, you do all the sports.
Yeah, I mean that's
Is it
like
how it
here.
is here?
Right. That's how it is here.
But what do you do here? Let's
So-
say okay, middle school to high school.
Okay. So first, I never went because I was a homeschooler. But
Okay. You're French.
let's say elementary school, huh?
What they do? Like in E? PE.
Like in elementary school, you played soccer. You might, instead of playing softball and baseball where kids will kill themselves,
Mm-hmm.
you played kickball.
Okay.
So it's baseball, but you're kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tag. You might play tag.
And PE.
Yeah, you might. But dodgeball was big.
Mm-hmm.
Volleyball was big because it's relatively safer. And,
Right.
You know, you keep kids from getting too distracted with everything else.
We did.
I'm trying to think.
We did do baseball
Yeah.
in middle school.
Okay.
Well, soccer, of course. We did track.
Yeah, I think
Like mandatory
yeah.
as part of PE. You have to
right,
do track.
right. Track. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Some kind of
anything like the high jumps, sprints,
Right.
relays.
High jumps. Not. To my knowledge, track was the school that I would have gone to didn't have a track team. Like they took it out of the school.
Oh, we don't have any team either.
Right, but in order, okay, yeah. So
We don't. It's just exposure to the sport.
yeah,
If you wanted to play that sport, you have to play for the club in the city.
yeah.
There's no school sports.
Got it. Okay.
There's no school. It's just like, I mean, we even had a like running in the woods.
Running.
That was part of our PE program. We go and run in the woods for an hour and come back to class.
Yeah.
And we did a swing dance actually one year. I remember.
Did you?
Yeah, my PE teacher was wacky. She come up with ideas. We'll do circus for 2 months. What's circus? I don't know. Come up with some stuff and then we'll perform at the end of the semester.
All right.
Silly shit. But yeah, track and field, swimming.
I guess softball probably was played. But like I said, I didn't go to school.
We did swimming too.
Did you swim?
Yeah,
Okay.
swimming was mandatory.
Nah,
You had to learn as part of PE class. You
That's
had
good.
to learn how to swim.
That's good.
And what we do swimming, and I would get out of the way and do it like early in the winter. So
Oh, I
got
did.
excited.
I did an episode where they were teaching swimming. So
It does-
I should know that. Where I was teaching. Sheldon was avoiding swimming
Is diving one of your actually like high dive?
off the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I mean, I like it, but it always ends up in cannonball or cannonball with or
no matter what.
yeah. If I try to dive in, it's cannonball with my head. You know?
Or your feet first too.
Yeah, I haven't done it enough because the last time I went off of a diving board, it may have been 20 years ago. Like the last time I went off of a diving board,
Like the one that actually
yeah,
bends and you
yeah.
jump.
Now
or
that would be 25 years ago. I mean, not since high school. Like the city pool that we had,
Yeah.
or county pool or whatever, the public pool.
Uh-huh.
That's the last time I went off of a diving board. The military has one, but it's stiff. It's the high one.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
stiff.
yeah.
But I never did it enough or even cared enough
Mm-hmm.
to like work on momentum because it's all momentum that pulls when to put your legs here and how to the timing on all that stuff but it's fascinating to watch how people can dive and not almost not make a splash
Yeah.
because I like splashes. People get out of the pool, and then somebody
There's no
comes.
water in the
Somebody
pool.
comes in and puts more water in the pool. You know,
Ah,
after
shit. Doc just went in.
yeah, yeah.
Bring in the hose.
Bring in the hose. Yeah,
Bring in
yeah.
the hose. Gotta fill
You
this
can only
bitch
do
up.
this 3 times today. Yeah, but no, I enjoyed swimming. I like swimming. I'm out of shape. I was swimming to get ready for buds. I didn't. I mean, I swam as a kid. My parents did teach me when I was 6 how to swim. Well, they took me to somebody.
Also known as surviving the water.
Surviving the water. Yeah,
Surviving, not
Yeah.
drowning.
Yeah.
Looks like the bull. It's like
Yeah. I find myself not really liking it as much. Like
I didn't either.
lap swimming bores me. Like
Yes, it's
if
great
I-
for the body.
if
Apparently,
it wasn't for boxing, I wouldn't exercise like that
right.
because I want to be focused on what is this like. All exercise is meant for something. It strengthens something or whatever. But like while I was boxing, I didn't do any exercise that would do anything else. I need to do these squats because it works on this. I need to do trunk twist because it works on this. Sit-ups are always a good thing, maintaining your core. But if I was just like going to the gym because I want to look good or anything, I don't do that. It doesn't move me. But if I start dancing, then that's my exercise. And if there's exercise
That makes sense.
to work on foot placement or anything like that, flexibility, then I will start doing that for that.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The whole it there's got to be a purpose.
Yeah.
Then because I mean I'm if you're gonna work out instead of just okay I'm gonna just pump this iron and do reps.
Right.
Like yeah I'd rather be in shape because I play soccer.
Yeah.
Or because I'm doing basketball,
Yeah.
I'm doing boxing.
And those
Just
guys
one of
have their
those gyms.
reasons. It's usually the beach.
Sure.
or
Or the girls.
or not
Or
being bullied ever again.
True.
Which
Pussy,
was-
pussy is a good motivator too.
Always. I'm thinking about it right now. I don't know why we're still here on this podcast.
Ain't no women around here, man. Sorry.
Yeah. I keep checking out the window just to.
No, my neighbors are fine.
Yeah.
All right. So we do this thing at the end of the show called Dope Shit,
Okay.
which is basically something that the plug that's not about you, but like it could be something you recommend to our audience. So it could be a book, could be a YouTube channel, could be a TV show, could be something that has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Or you're like, yo, you should check this out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like if you were to share a post
Yeah.
on social media right now, but yo, check this out, what would it be?
Yeah. I'm in a place where it's interesting. I'm finding different things about me, exploration and drive, period. And a friend of mine had introduced me to David Goggins.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're talking about
Yeah. I would say if you need some kind of kick in the ass about something, and if you're that type that needs someone to kick you in the ass as opposed to coddle you, uplift you, David Goggins, a beast, Navy SEAL, got out. The biggest thing that I remember hearing him say is that he ran, and it's factual. This is not a lie. He ran 8 100-mile ultra marathons in 8 weeks. And he was broken when he did it. Like he had stress fractures and all kinds of things, but he just went, I'm doing this. And he did it. And one of them, right, one of them, he did it on a dare pretty much. And then he was supposed to be doing another race to qualify for another race. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I'm not going to do this race because I just ran a week ago. And I'm tired. So his mom and his wife were going to go do this race. And he was like, I'll do it, but I'll walk with my mom. And he heard the thing go off and he never saw his mom again. He just went. He went and almost broke the record for his age bracket for that marathon, qualified for the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, that man is not human. That is not.
But he's not saying he's anything greater. He's just saying that he tapped into himself. And it doesn't have to be that. But whatever it is that is inherently you, tap into it and go all the way.
It's like some limitless type shit.
Limitless, without the pills.
Yeah.
So David Goggins is what just popped in my mind right now. I'd say, fuck, just Google him, listen to one of his thing, and I watched him with. He was having an interview with Joe Rogan as well.
Right.
Because I had 21 hours of driving, I got time to watch everything. And it's usually Neil deGrasse Tyson, but this time it was David Goggins. Yeah.
Yeah, check him out. Like I've listened to that his appearance on the Rogan Experience, and holy shit, that is not.
It's crazy.
You want to say it's not like the thing about like you really use like whatever percent of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally the plot of Limitless. Like you know, you don't. There's this other percentage of the brain that you don't use. If you can tap into that, it was just that's just nuts, man.
Yeah,
that is just nuts. Let's see my dope shit. You know what? Without getting political, with all this war in Ukraine and all of that stuff, I feel like this is one of the few times where, well, not a few times, but people also disconnected because it's happening over there. Like, he hasn't, you know, it besides the gas prices, it hasn't really hit people. It's not in everybody's lives here, right? There's no troops on the ground. It's not World War III yet. But I feel like there's a disconnect, and when you watch the news here, you don't really get a feel for what's going on over there. And I watch France 24, which is a news channel out of France. They have it in English, Spanish, French, Arabic. I think another language, but anyway, it's free. It's on YouTube. It's 24 hours news.
Okay.
The beauty of what I love about France 24 is that it's actual journalism. There's no opinion whatsoever. They actually have real reporters who are on the ground and actually showing you this is what it's like in Ukraine right now.
Right.
Just to get a feel, if you're interested, but to get some perspective, I would say, on what's going on.
Well,
because if it turns into like the politics of it, that's what's boring.
Yeah.
Sanctions here, sanctions there. Oh, he's a war criminal, blah, blah, putting this, putting that. Putin is doing this. He's thinking, no, who gives a shit? I'm talking about the people who live there, who live in this, whether it's the people in what's going on with people in Russia, what's going on in the Ukraine, or refugees who are now going to Poland and into France and other European countries. That's the human aspect of it. I think is to me has always been interesting, and on that channel they do a really good job of showing you that.
Well,
without spin, this is what's happening.
Yeah, and I think that it would be great. Thank you for that, French 24.
French24.com. Yeah,
I think it would be great to get an outside perspective other than what we know,
right?
What America knows. It's always great to get an outside perspective. There was a woman that I was engaged to years ago in Ireland, and she would call me and tell me things. I'm like, what? I didn't hear about this, but she was getting her news from somewhere else,
right?
About world events. So
yeah,
it's always good to have as many perspectives as you can.
Yeah, and actual and factual, not hey, this is me. I'm Tucker Carlson, or I'm Rachel Maddow. This is what I think. Like, who gives a shit what you think? And they have every 30 minutes is a news bulletin that's about 10 minutes long. And in between, they have actual like shows. They have like a tech segment, or hey, this is women in the world today.
Oh, so so it's like local news, but on the global scale.
Right.
Okay.
But they have it's world news all the time, like every 30 minutes.
But local news has those where they have this segment and this segment, and they the 24-hour news cycles here don't necessarily do that.
Right. So they'll show you. They have a show called "Hey, let's learn about this." This country, what's going on over there, how they grow their crops.
Right.
Or here's. Highlight this woman who's doing the great job in China. Yeah. And it's really about nearly information for the sake of information, but delivered in a way that's easily digestible and with no spin. They actually have debate shows too, but it's not shouting fest, and it's not I'm right.
Heads,
I'm I'm Republican. These are actual analysts who know their shit. They're not. Oh, I just wrote a book, so I came to plug it and give you my opinion about the world affairs. It's not that.
Well, the game it's a different game. The game is to argue aside.
Yeah, that's not what
And
they're doing.
Chris Rock said it. You can't wholeheartedly agree on one way of thinking
Yeah.
through everything, but they find a way.
Yeah. Guns, I'm conservative. Prostitution,
Yeah,
I'm liberal.
Yeah. No drugs. Yeah, drugs. I'm conservative.
Yeah.
Prostitution, liberal. Yeah.
Anyway, when can people find you? All that good stuff.
If you type in Doc Farrow, you'll find me.
What's your? Can I ask your real name?
You could.
Okay, I am.
I'm not going to tell you.
Ah.
But I did answer your question. You could ask me.
Yes. Okay. What is your real name? No.
Doc Farrow.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Doc Farrow everywhere on social media. Watch Young Sheldon. Catch this guy wherever. He was going to come to your state at some point because he's gone to all of them.
I've driven through 46 states.
Yes. He's gone around the world twice at this point.
Yeah.
Gas is his friend. Gas.
Oh, our friendship is getting a little rocky right now. We have to have a sit down with Gas.
But anyway, follow the feedback everywhere. Thank you for tuning in, Doc. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
No.
I actually shout out to Aaron Cheatham.
Yes.
Because Aaron told me, yo, you gotta be my friend, Doc. Dope guy, and he did not lie. So thank you so much for taking the time. Good luck on everything. Good luck with your leg, skydiving, scuba diving, ice skating, tap dancing, whatever else is on your agenda.
I'm learning a language this year too.
Oh yeah, you told me about the Spanish immersion thing.
Yeah, I'm going to learn Spanish this year.
Man.
But French is on the horizon, and our conversation, that might be next year.
All right. I have some tips for you when we get offline.
Okay.
How to pick up a language quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Talk to you next time. Doc, thank you. Ciao, ciao.